What's going on, Salt Strong Nation? You guys asked for it, and we are back with some more lure testing. Now, we have been out on the water recently, and we've been seeing that crustacean baits like shrimp and small crab imitations are becoming more and more effective. And you guys have asked us recently, what's the best shrimp lure to be using right now? And we are working on something special for you guys, but in the meantime, I wanted to conduct a test with two of the most popular options out on the market, the Vudu Shrimp and the DOA Shrimp. And I know a lot of anglers that would swear by both of these lures, and I felt like the only way to give them a fair test was to rig one up on both of my rods and see which one would be most productive. Now, the first day I took them out, I put them under popping corks to see if that would be a productive way to test them against each other. I was going to alternate the corks, but really did not get much action out of them. I was able to catch a fish on both of them despite them being under different corks, and it really just wasn't anything quantifiable. But the second day that I went out with these lures, I was able to get a very clear-cut winner. I actually ended up tossing the corks because they were scaring the fish off, so it was really shrimp versus shrimp, and we really got to see which would perform in a very specific scenario when I found some schooling redfish in a deep pocket on this flat. So let's go ahead and check out some of this catch footage and see which of these lures is going to come out on top.
So I figured the cork might be the issue, not the shrimp. So what I'm going to do is throw this Vudu and see if I can't get a strike just using it solo. There we go, that's a good one right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Get my net so I don't lose this one. Oh goodness. I feel like that hook's just hanging right out of the side of his mouth. Right where it doesn't need to be. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Yes, there he is. Goodness gracious. That's a healthy redfish right there with that Vudu Shrimp right in the corner of his mouth. Very nice. So that was 2 casts in with the Vudu, which means I have 1 more cast with it, and then I switch to the DOA Shrimp. So, nothing on the DOA, and that was 3 casts of that, so it's back to the Vudu. There we go, that's another one right there. Doesn't feel super big, but it's definitely a redfish. Yep, nice little red. Bring him over here. You can see all the shrimp popping around. This is perfect for this test. Oh, come here, buddy. You guys can see, nice little redfish, that Vudu Shrimp in its mouth. That DOA is getting beat right now. It's very clear that these reds are preferring this Vudu Shrimp. That was cast number 2, so it still has 1 more cast. And that DOA is just getting whooped right now. On back, little guy. So 1 more cast with the Vudu, then it's back to the DOA. So far the tally is 2 redfish for the Vudu, 0 for the DOA. And the Slam Shady's got like 3 or 4, but I stopped throwing that a long time ago because I wanted to just test these shrimp lures. It's actually what I came out here to do today with the popping corks, but just wasn't happening. The corks were really scaring them off. I mean, when I tried to use the corks here, I could see them running up that channel, and they just didn't want anything to do with the corks, so that's why I took them off. There we go, another one on the 3rd cast. So within these 3 casts, I got 2 fish. This is a very clear cut so far. Another one. On that Vudu. You guys can see none of these fish that I'm catching on the shrimp lures, except one so far, has been really big. The bait fish patterns seem to be producing bigger fish, but the shrimp patterns are producing more numbers. But so far, that Vudu is definitely in the lead, but it's time to switch back over to the DOA. Give that a couple casts now. Cast number 6 with the DOA. Well, third cast in this set. I've used it one set before this, and I've used the Vudu for 2 sets of 3 casts. So far, Vudu's got 3 reds, DOA has nothing, and I'm casting to literally the exact same spot. So what that tells me is these redfish really don't want this this DOA. I don't know what it is. I put scent on both of these lures. In fact, I probably put more scent on the DOA just because it's got a larger surface area that I have to cover. This little ghost shrimp, and I mean, I'm seeing a ton of ghost shrimp in the water, but it's like a ghost shrimp imitation, is really getting these reds fired up. It's got a little bit more action to it than the DOA, which might be playing another role in why I'm catching more reds with it. But I mean, so far 3-0 in a very short. Oh, and there's another one. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, buddy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say it now, but it looks like this Vudu shrimp is gonna be the winner for today. I mean, this is so clear cut. Oh, and this is another really nice red. This is not a little baby. I need to go get my net here. Oh, bud. I lost one about this size earlier on the Slam Shady. Right at the boat. Oh, come here. Gotta play this fish right so he doesn't throw that hook. Those Vudus have some really nice sharp hooks on them, so I'm sure I got a good hook set in there. There we go. Wow, that's another really nice redfish. This Vudu is super killing it. Wow, that is a pretty redfish with that Vudu right in his mouth. Oh man, wow, what a pretty fish. So chunky, fattening up for the winter. But yeah, inhaled that Vudu. Let's get him back. All right, so nothing on the other 2 casts from the Vudu. So we're gonna switch back over to the DOA, which still, unfortunately, has yet to get any bites whatsoever. Casting to literally the same spot. I don't know what the problem could be here. Man, that was a strike. That was definitely a strike. So finally got a hit on the DOA. Got a little bit of cartilage there from whatever's mouth that was. You can see his little eye's gone. Took his eye. Goodness gracious. Well, I'll allow one more extra cast because that was cast number 3. But I mean, I just it doesn't feel fair to put that Vudu back out there because it's gonna catch another fish. I can feel it. And this DOA has a lot of catching up to do. There we go. Oh, goodness gracious, what do we have here? A flounder. What? This is a very interesting surprise. Did not expect a flounder, but here we are. Look at that. Well, the DOA has produced a very interesting surprise here. Managed to pull off a flounder where there's probably 30-40 redfish. So there's the unique little twist that this lure has brought to this competition. So kudos to you, Mr. DOA, and your nice flounder. So let's get him back. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to continue the competition between the DOA and the Vudu because I dropped my reel in the mud. And whenever you drop your reel in salt water, mud, any kind of sediment that you don't want in the gears, or it just gets dirty, period, and you don't have any fresh water to clean it off, stop using it for the day, pack it up, and you need to get it cleaned off with fresh water immediately. So I'm gonna make a couple more casts, see if I can't catch anything else, and then I need to head out of here and get this guy cleaned off.
So as you guys saw, there was a very clear-cut winner for this competition day, and that was the Vudu Shrimp. And basically what it contributed to, in my opinion, was that the Vudu Shrimp had the weight on its nose and the DOA Shrimp had the weight in its belly, which meant that the Vudu Shrimp was going to get to the bottom a lot faster and get down to that redfish strike zone. I'm sure that the action of the jointed tail and the rattles helped as well, considering it was kind of murky, and any kind of extra vibration or noise would have helped those fish really dial in on the bait. Again, the DOA wasn't getting down as fast, it didn't have a jointed tail, and it didn't have any rattles, so it was less likely to get hit. And as you guys saw, really, I got lucky with a flounder on an extra cast. I ended up giving this lure an extra cast over the Vudu, even though the Vudu caught more, and it ended up catching that flounder. So it wasn't a complete skunk out on the DOA, but the Vudu definitely performed better. And I'm still not completely sold that the Vudu is the best shrimp lure out there. I think this DOA does have some advantages in different scenarios that I would like to test for the final day, and I'm going to try to fish some more open water, find some current rips, as this DOA is typically meant to be fished in a little bit more current than there was in that specific scenario. So I am going to be testing that as well. But if you guys want any more extra modifications or extra days of testing, please leave it in the comment section below. I want to give you guys the test that really you feel is fair against these two lures, so you can see which one is truly best. We're not paid by any of these companies, and we do these tests to really find out what the best fishing products are out there. And if you guys would actually like to learn a little bit more about how to catch the fish, spot selection, things like that, that footage that you guys saw was from one of our on the water reports, one of our many on the water reports in the Salt Strong Insider community, where we show you guys tons of helpful information. We've got courses, tips, everything that you need to know to become a better inshore saltwater angler. So I hope to see you guys in the Salt Strong Insider community, where you'll have first access to the results of these lure testing, as well as all of the tips on how to find the fish in the first place, which is really the most important thing. But thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.
Or with your family, live salt strong and wear the line today.